Right, good morning. Hopefully this is the third time lucky of PJ's layered salad. It's 14 items. Keen-eyed amongst you will see that there's actually 16 bowls on the table. One of them is the bowl for the final ingredients. So we'll go around the table and just show you the ingredients. Yes, I have 2 bowls of iceberg lettuce, and I haven't included them in the total. It's not about the total, it's actually about the taste, the final taste. First item is red onions, chopped small. Everything I suggest that, especially the salad stuff, green leaves, is to chop them up to about sort of 10 centimeters. It makes it easier trying to get it out of a bowl. So next one is tomatoes. I use cherry tomatoes grown in my garden. But you can use shop bought ones. You can use bigger tomatoes, just chop them off small, about sort of 1 centimeter would be good. The iceberg lettuce, cucumber, rocket, the star of the show, which is basil, fresh basil, garden peas. I use petit pois, but you can use any garden peas. Watercress, the iceberg lettuce again, fried crispy onions, shop bought, spring onions, and pomegranates. And there's the final ingredient, which is chives, so and mayonnaise. And the cheese is, I always use a extra mature cheddar. It's lovely. So I didn't show my chopping up because I thought, you know, you should be able to chop. So I just put everything in. It's just a case of assembling my 40 items into my layered salad. The chives I really like to put on with the cheese, so let's just do that now because I really like chives, and again I grow that in my garden. If you haven't got it, if you're not growing it yourself, it is difficult to get in supermarkets. You can use the dried one, but I'd make sure that you put it underneath the cheese on top of that layer of iceberg lettuce. It gets the moisture in and rehydrates it. So the first item to go into the bowl is my onions, red onions, followed by my tomatoes, a quick stir, and we're ready for the next one. Iceberg lettuce. You'll notice I've got paper towel. It's just to try and get some of the moisture out. It makes the salad last a bit longer, and you don't want it to be all mushy on day 3. It generally lasts me, because I'm single, about 4 days, as long as you kept it in the fridge and covered up. I generally don't cover it up actually, but I'd suggest that you should. Next item to go in is the cucumber. Sprinkle it on. You're just going to make a layer of it, so it doesn't matter if it's stacked above, you just, and there you go, that's another layer. Next in is your rocket, and it's just one. I generally buy for the basil, it's a pot plant that you can buy in the supermarkets, and for the rocket and the watercress, it's a separate, just a bag that you can normally buy in supermarkets, available in every supermarket I believe. So just give it a tamp down, just to make sure it's you're giving yourself enough room to get the rest of the ingredients in with the basil, which absolutely smells really gorgeous. I generally only used to put it in my spag bowl as a dried, and then I got introduced into fresh, and it's a whole new ball game. The taste sensation is fantastic. Next is to go in with the peas. Again, just sprinkle them out. You're after a layer of peas all the way round. I use either a cup or the bowl. Put it in some warmed water into the microwave, a couple of minutes, let it defrost, take it out, drain it, and we're good to go. Next is in with the watercress. As you see, the stalks are on. Please leave them on. It adds that extra crunch, and it's got such a lot of flavour. It's very good, rich in vitamin C, so it is very good for us. Not that we ever have lots of things that are good for us. Then in with your next layered salad, which is the iceberg. Again, we're going to have to tamp it down. Let's cover it over. This is just to give it a layer for the cheese, really. Tamp it down just to make sure that everything's going to fit. We've still got quite a few items to go in, so we'll tamp it down, which also takes a bit of moisture out, and then we're ready to go in with the cheese. And again, just give it a whiz around, draw it to the edges. And so far we'll just look at the side view. And there's our side view of our salad. So you've got your onions, your iceberg, onions and tomatoes, iceberg, and then the rocket, some peas, you've got cucumber in there, and then the watercress. Next is the mayonnaise. I'm going to have to prop my phone up. Hopefully you can still see it. Let's see. Whilst I just put the mayonnaise in. So it's just small spoonfuls, just dollop it about, and eventually we'll just drag it over just to cover. I say this is my third attempt at videoing. My first one, my idea was to just upload a photograph to see if any of you guys were interested in making my layered salad. I hope you do. You'll find it takes salads to another level. Salads don't have to be boring. Yes, it is a little bit expensive. It costs about £20. All the other ingredients are available at all major supermarkets. But you'll find it takes salads to a new level. I generally make it for parties, barbecues, just because it is special. Plus it takes me 4 days to eat it. So hence the gap between me my first attempt. I hate to admit I forgot to turn the actual thing on. So it was videoing. I saw the red light and thought, yeah, we're good to go, and no, we wasn't. And it wasn't until we got to the end that you realise that actually you haven't turned the thing on. What a prat. But I'm never very good with technology, but I do try. And it's a case of, yes, we're getting older, but we can all do it if we're determined enough. Right, hopefully that's all in. So there is the finished, nearly finished item, just the mayo. All I've done is just spooned it on and tamped it down, spread it around so it's all over. The next ingredient, I generally just put in with my fingers because I can swizzle it around, which is the dried onions, deep fried dried onions, and they're delicious. Stay in that little pot that you can buy. All major supermarkets seem to stock them, and it just adds a bit of garnish. A tad more, and then we'll go on to the spring onions. There's the spring onions again. Just drop them on. Starts to look very pretty, and it's aesthetics, isn't it, really? We eat with our eyes, it looks nice. We're going to give it a taste. Yes, some people might not like some of the ingredients. If you're going to make this, then you just delete the items that you don't like. It's as simple as that. It's been tweaked over the years, and the addition was the final one, which was a friend of mine asked me could I put these in, which are pomegranate seeds. And again, just sprinkle on, it just makes it pop. I'm hoping that you guys out there, when you see this, you'll actually decide that actually it's something you're going to make. You'll find out that when you're eating fresh basil and fresh watercress and rocket and the different layers of ingredients all together with the peas. It's something you'll have not tasted. There you go. There's my PJ's 14 layered salad. Here's all of the layers. That's how it looks. I've put it in this bowl. People are going to ask you, it's 10.5 inches across. It's about 6.5 inches wide. I've put it in this one because it's a clear glass bowl. Normally I'll make it in that one, which is 11 inches wide and 5.5 inches deep. That's my normal fruit bowl, but it doesn't, because it's obscured glass, you're not going to be able to see it. So I went with this one. Hope you'll agree. That gives you that bit. I'd like you to taste it, make it tasty, and then share it with everybody. Hope you enjoy it. I'm sure you will, because everybody that's ever tasted my salad has. Enjoy. Thank you very much.